The Interstellar bar on Clintar Station was the kind of place where laws came to die. Smoke from a dozen alien herbs clung to the low ceiling, neon lights flickered over sticky tables, and the scent of oil, ozone, and fear lingered like old perfume. Patrons of a dozen species crowded the room. Traders, mercenaries, scavengers, all sharing the same fragile truce. Violence was discouraged, but never truly forbidden. That night, an unusual guest sat at the far end of the counter. Human, young, lean, wrapped in a worn jacket that had seen too many jumps through unregistered wormholes. His name was Marcus Hale, though no one cared. To most here, he was just a soft skin. A fragile creature from that backwater planet called Earth. 3 Zorath enforcers noticed him first. Massive, plated creatures with 4 arms each. They moved like predators in a zoo with the bars left open. They had heard the rumors. Humans were reckless, emotional, always starting wars they couldn't win. Tonight, they wanted to see for themselves. The tallest leaned down, his mandibles clicking in amusement. You, Earth spawn, buy us around, or we'll wear your skin as a napkin. Marcus didn't even look up from his glass. Not thirsty, he muttered. The second Zorath shoved his shoulder, the impact making a dull thud against human bone. Didn't ask what you wanted. We told you. Around them, the bar hushed. Fights were common here, but no one picked one with a Zorath patrol and walked away intact. The bartender, a 3-eyed Ithran, slowly slid the emergency beacon closer to his hand. Marcus sighed and finally turned. His eyes weren't angry, just tired. You really want to do this? The first Zorath bared his fangs. I want to see what's so special about your kind. They say humans are survivors. Let's test that. The enforcer raised one massive fist. It never connected. Marcus moved, not fast by galactic standards, not even elegantly. But his motion had a weight to it, a raw precision born of a species that had learned to fight long before it learned to write. His elbow drove into the Zorath's joint, forcing the creature's arm to lock awkwardly. In the same motion, his hand grabbed the second Zorath's throat and slammed him against the bar, shattering a steel-reinforced stool. The third Zorath roared and swung with all 4 arms. Marcus ducked under the first, twisted past the second, and, using nothing but his body weight, kicked out the creature's knee. There was a sound like breaking stone. The entire fight lasted 6 seconds. 3 armored aliens lay groaning on the floor. One had a dislocated limb, one coughed up a strange yellow fluid, and the last tried to crawl away. His pride shattered far worse than his bone plating. Marcus adjusted his jacket and went back to his drink. Told you I wasn't thirsty. For a long moment no one spoke. Then the whispers began. A Kelwitted trader muttered, "Did you see that? He didn't even have augments." A cyborg bounty hunter shook his head. "I fought humans during the Rim conflict. They don't win because they're stronger. They win because they don't know how to stop." Even the bartender, still gripping the emergency beacon, lowered it slowly. That was restraint, wasn't it? Marcus glanced at him. Trust me, that was restraint. Word spread fast on Clintar Station. By morning, every corridor buzzed with the same phrase, "Don't mess with the human." What had started as a drunken provocation became something else. A story, a warning, a new data point in the galaxy's confusing, contradictory file on humanity. The Zoraths were apex predators on most worlds, yet one unarmed human had dismantled 3 of them without drawing a weapon. How? No one could agree. Some said humans were naturally violent, forged by a planet that tried to kill them in every way imaginable. Predators, plagues, cold, fire. Others said it wasn't strength but unpredictability. Their willingness to escalate, adapt, and keep going long after any sane creature would surrender. By the next rotation, the Zorath patrol ships had left orbit without collecting their tribute. The other patrons kept a cautious distance from Marcus, but not out of hatred, out of respect. Later, in the quiet of an empty corridor, a reptilian diplomat approached him. "You could have killed them," she hissed softly. "Why didn't you?" Marcus zipped up his jacket, eyes distant. "Because I didn't have to. Is that how your people always fight? She asked. No, he said, walking away. That's how we avoid starting wars we can't finish. And somewhere beyond the neon haze of Clintar Station, a rumor took root in the stars. Humans may be fragile, but never corner one. Never corner a species that made war an art form and mercy a strategy.